Hello and welcome back to our Let's Play of Sid Meier's Civilization 6 as Mansa Musa. We're going for a Diplo victory. And we got the boost for civil engineering. That's really good. We obviously still going for civil engineering. Probably going to beeline it just to get the ability to produce the Statue of Liberty before anybody else. I want to spend a minute to talk a little bit more about the Diplo victory. So we currently have 6 diplomatic victory points. We need 14 more to win the game. So 2 of these have come from wonders. So I think of this as like 10% of our objective. 1 more is going to come from wonders if I build the Patala Palace. It's so hard to say. Patala Palace. Patala Palace. Anyway, 1 more can come from the Patala Palace. So that's 5% of the victory. 4 can come from the Statue of Liberty. That's essentially 20% of your objective right there. But really, the majority of your victory points are going to come from guessing the right outcome in the World Congress. So that means it's important to sort of pay attention to those patterns in your games, see what people tend to vote for, and also let your diplomatic intrigue tell you who's going to vote for what. You can go by who has the most diplomatic favor to sort of see, use that as a proxy for what sort of resolutions might pass in the Congress. So right now, for example, Victoria has 317 diplomatic favor. In fact, we already have a thing with her. We'll try to grab a level 2 embassy when we get to diplomatic service. Is that right? Yeah, resident embassy. Yeah, that will give us even more diplomatic visibility. Okay, but then the other major source of that is from world competitions. And there are a couple different approaches you can get to winning those world competitions. One of them is having an insane amount of production so that you can turn that production into completing the projects very quickly and earning your points that way. The other way to do it is to have an insane amount of gold and to just accumulate a big bankroll of gold and then wait until the very end of the project and just dump gold into it to obtain first place. Chandragupta was ravaged by a natural disaster. What can you do to help him out? Oftentimes you could win that for, 1,500 gold, 2,000 gold, which with our economy is actually just 8 turns. 8 turns of committing to winning a diplomatic victory point. That's pretty good. That's like we struggled hard. Well, okay, I shouldn't say struggled hard, but I committed a lot of resources to trying to get 2 diplomatic victory points early in the game, just because I knew that it was important to get them, because other AIs will build this victory, or this wonder. Other AIs will take those victory points from you. But you don't want to build the Statue of Liberty too early, and here's why. Once the resolution happens to get world leader, there's 3rd resolution. Oh my gosh, click on the real one. There's the 3rd vote here to vote who gains 2 diplomatic victory points and who loses 2 diplomatic victory points. And if you're high enough, I think it's if you're at 17 or higher, or maybe it's 16 or higher, if you're high enough, everyone will start to vote against you so that you'll lose 2 diplomatic victory points. And of course, the right response to that is to go ahead and vote with the crowd, because it'll earn you another diplomatic victory point. I'm pretty sure about that. Like 80% sure. I think I've done that before. They'll spend all their diplomatic favor to tank you, so you'll lose 1 diplomatic victory point, and you'll have all the diplomatic favor in the whole world. So then you can outclass them on the next one if you can. Otherwise, you can just keep building an engine of, voting for the right things, resolving the world competitions, and you just climb your way up. So having a really strong economy is very good. Having good science and culture are very good as well, because there are 2 of the future techs, and future civics. There's 1 future tech and there's 1 future civic that are worth Diplo victory points as well. So it is sort of a well-rounder kind of way to play Civ, which means you're going for very boost heavy. I can't earn a great scientist and I can't earn a great artist because those require some stronger investments. But that does mean that it's perhaps I should be spending a little more time on this military, like kill a unit with a spearman. I should probably go find a barbarian to kill a unit with a musket man. I should probably make a musket man Own 2 crossbowmen, that's easy. Build an armory. I probably should do that somewhere. In fact, it is worth spending some time to just open these, get acquainted with the boosts that happen in the game, and see if you can look forward to, like, you're obviously not going to get every boost. But you can look at these and see, oh, which ones are pretty easy to get? Like, build 2 neighborhoods. You should get that 10 out of 10 times. Like, it's gonna cost me like 800 gold, like 1600 gold to get 2 neighborhoods. And then that's worth 1284 times 0.4 in terms of science. That's worth like 400, 500 science. More like 400 and something science. That's a lot of science. That's 5 turns of science for me. For not that much of an investment in gold. And I might want to build these sewers anyway in the cities that are really struggling, like Timbuktu. We know that we have a housing problem in here, which is alleviated. I don't know. Okay, the point that I'm trying to make is you can definitely look around and see if you can plan for some of these boosts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump back into playing the game. Let's build ourselves an amphitheater in here, because we don't have any other things that we need to produce in here. It's kind of disgusting what work ethic can do, because my disadvantage as Mansa Musa, I'm supposed to have really tough times with production. And look at this. I'm building this amphitheater in 5 turns. That's a pretty quick amphitheater. Oh no, there's an emergency that we're not party to. That's not good. You kind of want to be party to those emergencies so that you can go do them. We'll repair our temple, then we'll repair our pagoda. This is worth 38 production. That's going to finish our holy site 4 turns sooner. That's totally worth that chop. So now we have a holy site in here, so we actually have production. We're capable of growing the city. Oh, Nyoro is an example of one that needs housing. Let's get... I suppose we should just get a shrine? We might get the resolution to make city center buildings quicker, and if that happens, then we'll probably switch over to a monument and ancient walls. I'll probably build ancient walls first. If I have nothing better to do with it, getting the ancient walls will allow me to accrue some tourism later in the game once I research conservation, which can be good for defending against other victories, although culture is much more important than defensive tourism. In fact, I think there's a chance that I'm wrong and that defensive tourism is in fact culture, but I tend to just build walls because I can. It's especially good for culture games. For science games, you don't really need to waste the time on them, but let's build a dam in here. 16 turns. I wonder if we can compress that if we buy a watermill. Let's see, 19, so 20. I think we can shave off a turn if we build a watermill in here. Let's do it. Yeah, we did. And it wasn't even that expensive to us. Where do we go to make more purchases? We already purchased the pagoda in here. We haven't purchased the pagoda in here, but we have to repair our stuff. So that's going to take a while. In fact, can we go ahead and just queue up the shrine repair? And then we can't queue up 2 repairs of the same class. Overall, I would say the diplomatic victory is not suitable for your first victory. You can do it if you want, doesn't matter to me. But I think that science is probably the best, easiest victory to go for. 1,000 gold for a university, which would take us 43 turns to build. Yeah. I'm hard building this shrine because it really doesn't matter that much to me. Like, it's not a super priority. Like, I obviously could purchase those and then get up to the pagoda really quickly, but it's not a priority. What would be nice is to have more science. So building that university, which make it's it's +4 science. It also gives a little bit of housing, and it gives me a boost. I could also purchase another university in Genève for even more of a boost. Although Genève might have enough production to be able to build it. What are we building here in our lousy city here? Could build a market, although it's not really that important because we already have the lighthouse in here providing a trade route. I think we build the monument. Or do we purchase the monument? 190 gold. Could purchase the monument. Just to get these tiles quicker. I think hard building a monument is not that bad. And we are spending this gold on other stuff. Let's just hard build the monument. It'll take 5 turns. I kind of want it. I want to grow those tiles because it's actually worth a whole lot more culture, this upfront investment. And plus that, then we can get to ancient walls, which is something that we will actually want to hard build. We can't build it any other way. I think I send my builder charges to improve these with fisheries. We don't have the governor promotion yet to be able to do that. So I don't know why I'm walking them over, but it's okay. Could finish the Grandmaster's Chapel to get that, but I think I'll repair the pagoda first, and then I can continue the Grandmaster's Chapel. Oops. Production. Q my Grandmaster's Chapel. And purchasing units with faith will be pretty interesting, because that will, of course, allow me to... Let's build like another mound in here. It's okay. That will allow me to, I think, build civilian units with faith, so I could get these builders to chop out all this infrastructure. Oh, we do have a builder over here that we're not really using. I could, at this point, I could connect those bananas for a little bit of production. 175 gold. Let's wait for the university. I need to not be sloppy about this. Okay. Which district do we not want next in here? We've neglected this city a little bit. I think maybe the harbor is a little bit better because we know we want the harbor. The Saguba is like a maybe, but we want to build that Statue of Liberty. We want to chop it out. Let's send this builder over here, and we'll send you back to... Actually, this is a pretty good place for you to be pretty central and willing to make repairs at a moment's notice. New policies are free. Trade Confederation, Scripture, Republican Legacy. Town charters would be very good. That's worth a lot of gold, now that I think about it. How much science is this really worth? This is worth 6, 11. Oh, I didn't mean to actually continue building this harbor. I want you to build the campus. It's 1 turn away. Come on, finish your campus. Actually, finish your campus and then build a harbor. Ta-da. So that's worth 14 science a turn, which is a significant amount. How much is the town charters worth? That's worth... Let me look at my empire lens. 7, 14, 21, 26, 31, 34, 35. 35, so that's worth 70 gold per turn, which is a lot. Is the housing binding anymore? Is there any place that has a housing issue? Nioro does have a housing issue, so it would slow Nioro. And Taudeni. I think Republican Legacy is still the way to go. Maybe swapping out Trade Confederation because it's only worth 6 science and 6 culture, although that's kind of a bit... Yeah, there'll be a time where I will wish that I had the science and culture from that, so I think I'll keep it like it is, and I'll keep natural philosophy in. I'm excited to plug out Republican Legacy. Can't wait till I can do that. I think maybe Charismatic Leader would be good. That does increase our rate at earning envoys, but maybe not. Maybe that's not worth it. Let's go to the next turn. Okay, we got a little era score from Kirina. Just a little too late. 2 turns. Okay. Let's go. What are we producing in here? We actually out-purchased everything. We could build a trader. Let's do that. And we haven't gotten the fisheries promotion just yet. Ooh, there's a landmass there. Oh, there's a Victoria who we have open borders with. What are we doing over here? We're repairing the temple and then the pagoda. That storm rolled through and shaved like 20-something turns of existence off. Oh, wow. Oh, that might be why we have such low production, is that we've lost our religion. That's me in the corner. What's our pressure here? I tell you what, let's buy an apostle, because it's pretty cheap. Maybe we'll get the proselytizer promotion, and maybe we can actually remove some of the religious pressure from Hinduism and just be done with it. In Tadmeka, what do we get? Let's get... I guess we get an art museum, because we don't really need... Well... Who is the Great Merchant? Instantly builds a bank and market in his district. The bank gets 2 great work slots. I don't think that's worth it. That's not very good. We'll see who's the next one. Oh gosh, we got an environmentalist in here. Okay, they usually go for city center. So that's what I'll go for. I will commit a little Diplo favor to that. And I want to go for ranged. They usually either go for melee or ranged. If I commit just a little Diplo favor here, then I might get both of these. And it's important to win just because we want the victory points. Okay, there we go. So everybody voted for city center. So I actually overcommitted a little bit. And actually, this is an important part of learning how to do this. If I had gone for melee, then I would have won. So if I had known to go for melee, I would have won. But we don't really know whether they're going to go for melee or ranged. What you can do is just commit a little harder. And that extra point is what won it. Like I committed 2 extra votes rather than just 1 extra vote. So I got a diplomatic victory point for 20 Diplo favor. I'd say that's really, really worth it. It is kind of hard. That's why I don't recommend this for beginners. Okay. Oh man, we were going to buy a university. Holy junk. Oops. Do I wait for that second university? Or do I go ahead and grab some production in here? I think the industrial zone is probably enough production, so let's grab a shrine, especially because we don't really have anything else we really need to produce. We can repair our market. Oh, the aqueduct. We can go ahead and lock in the price of that district. Yeah, we do have stuff we need to produce here. We need to produce the aqueduct and the dam. We need to repair the shrine and the market. So let's build a workshop in here. That'll improve the pace of all of this stuff. Market in 3 turns now, dam in 10 turns, aqueduct in 11. Remove his pen now. So we did get proselytizer. So we can actually come and remove the religious pressure from Hinduism. We actually might do a little bit of conversion because we have proselytizer, and proselytizer is good. Let's skip that turn. Actually, let's go to sleep because it's gonna be a while before we get a promotion. Let's see. That's fine. We didn't hurt anybody. Singapore might have been nice to take. There's another campus right there. This is just insane science stuff. Ooh, they'll give us an envoy for a trade route. We'll do that. And let's see, what in here? Campus? Do we go for a campus? I guess we go for a campus, yeah. It's a +4 campus. So it's actually a +8 campus in terms of science and stuff. So let's land and then just explore. We did lose our open borders with her, so let's see if we can do that again. Will you pay a little bit? She will pay a little bit. So let's get our religion back in our capital. So we do have a problem with Hinduism. It is pretty good. So I think we'll probably try to cut it off here and then convert Scythia back to our religion. And to do that, we will need another apostle or two. It's also worth culture to do that. It's worth quite a bit of culture because her cities are pretty big. There's mercantilism. So we can get triangular trade in. I think triangular trade is 24 gold and 6 faith. I think it's so hard to justify that because that's a 10% boost in gold, but we have a ton of gold. Our gold economy is very, very good. Versus our science is our weak point and our culture. So like slightly less than 10% boost to culture and a 6% boost to science. It seems to be worth it to just balance this out and round us out a little bit. Let's go and convert Vilnius back. Let's see what we've got on our promotion. Ooh, translator. This is another one. Another good one. So we've got translator. We can move over to MyCop, and then we can go to like Pazrik and Kul, Ubab, and blah blah. All these other cities, and we'll just do some converting. I'd like to flip. Actually, I think it's probably safest to go in sort of a. I think Pazrik might be the safest because. Well, actually. Which one is... What is your religious strength? 110, so that's 330? Is that how that works? Yeah, Pazirik might be... Yeah, let's get Pazirik and Kul Oba and then use that to exert religious pressure. I could also move Reina again because what was she doing? She's giving me gold? I'm getting 291 for cities, but it doesn't tell me how routes to my cities. Singapore to Tau Deni. Athens to Timbuktu. So Athens to Timbuktu. So that's worth 3 gold right now. It's not as important as I thought it would be. I could move. Well, there's also another fault line for our religion. Now that I think about it, I'll probably convert Vilnius and then convert Nioro because that's worth production. It's not worth production in Segu because we don't have a holy site there. Oh, we were going to make some changes in here. We're never not running scripture. Oh, why was I even considering triangular trade? Because I have land survey, or sorry, I have town charters, which is worth 35 gold. I like what we have. Yeah, I do like what we have. I'm gonna keep it. Okay, what are we choosing? We're gonna repair the pagoda, or this hasn't been built yet. And let's build a theater square. Could have locked in the price of that earlier. I suppose it doesn't matter too bad. I mean, I don't really want to build a Statue of Liberty so early, but it is important to build it before any other player. We don't know whether there's another Diplo favor or a Diplo player in the game. There's Lisbon. They want us to construct an industrial zone. We just did that. That really sucks. So let's move to Pazyryk, and then maybe we can go to Mykop. Could also go to... Yeah, we'll go to Vilnius. Could bring him to Mykop as well. Meet in Mykop. Let's purchase another... Actually, I could purchase it in here. Well, no, I can't. Could purchase it in here. Just to get some of this faith. Oh, wow. 25 faith per turn produced by that district. Just to get some of this faith and convert it into culture. Because I've got an insane amount of faith. Don't have as much culture. Let's just go for the Kilwa. It doesn't actually matter, and I will protect it from climate change. There's no real point in holding out for another district or something like that. Might as well just do it. And Singapore wanted a trade route, right? Let's see, city-states. Singapore says send a trade route. Let's do it. It would be pretty easy to take suzerainty of Singapore in a couple turns. I think we might do that. And Antananarivo wants us to convert them to our religion. We could do that. Vilnius says construct an encampment. We might actually do that, especially in the capital, or sorry, especially if... Yeah, the capital is much grow. That could be a good place to do it. We could just plop it right here, and that could really help us defend against Tomiris. I could alternatively... Well, no, I can't. I was like, I could alternatively build in Timbuktu, but no. Sorry, that's not going to work. I think maybe this tile right here would be the best one. Because that helps us as much as possible with Timbuktu. Although that does mean that people that are attacking the encampment are a little farther out of range of our capital. That's fine. We'll do that. And no, I don't want to show, it's just so all. What was the previous route? Let's go to gold focus. That is a good gold route, so we'll do it. University of Sancor is gone, but who wanted that? I think I'll go for the Orator promotion, just to be more efficient, and then we'll convert Nioro first, and maybe up to Singapore. Oh, I could have grabbed Debater, because I do have Apostles to fight. Yeah, I think I'll come up here with this one, and we'll buy one more Apostle. Maybe two. Like, we're not really doing very much more with it. We could buy a market and a pagoda. Might as well. Requires a temple. We have to use gold to buy temples. We're saving up for that second university. And perhaps some buildings in Segu. Also, factories are good. Let's convert Aziric. 514 turns. We'll never get that. But what we could get is... We'll never get Mycop with just this guy. But what we could do is come over to Kuloba. Or maybe Kostromskaya? Kostromskaya? That's probably worthwhile. Oh, there's a Hinduist. Maybe we need to bring this guy up here. $17 per turn. Only a couple turns before we get the... I would say move Moksha, but that is a fault line down there too. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Anyway, I think it's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a like on the videos. Don't forget to do that. And I will see you in the next one.